afternoon, friends. They are doing it once again. Congress is discussing how they will move forward on these important issues for the American people. Economists are also now predicting how much the average Social Security check amount will increase for all retirees. And this will shock many as inflation continues to rise. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter this coming Friday's giveaway, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here. How often do you interact with the President's Council of Economic Advisors?
I'm sorry, how often?
How often do you interact with that council?
I interacted with the chair yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
I would suggest that y'all probably aren't singing from the same hymnal, because you just said that inflation was on a downward trajectory, when in fact the Council of Economic Advisors just said that grocery stores are actually causing inflation to increase, and that was a statement that as recently as February 1st. In fact, here's an article I'm happy to share with you. Biden takes aim at grocery chains over food prices. So it says here, President Biden has begun to accuse stores of overcharging shoppers as food costs remain a burden for consumers and a political problem for the president. He coined the phrase, I don't know that he coined it, but he used the phrase shrinkflation to describe how packaging, basically smaller portions in a bag charging the same price for, is having an impact on prices at the grocery store as well. So these accusations and charges and things of this nature about the evil Republicans just don't hold water. I think probably you should go revisit the Council of Economic Advisors, and maybe I'll get on the same page, because we're hearing mixed messages now from you and from the Council of Economic Advisors. There wasn't a question there, Secretary. Last year, when you testified before the committee, I asked you about the adverse effect wage rate. And you mentioned at the time that you preferred a solution for the AEWR was to pass the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. And we all know that the bill had significant issues that were unrelated to the adverse effect wage rate that kept it from becoming law. So I don't think that was necessarily the answer to the problem. So since you were here last year, my friend Mr. Davis and I have been leading the Agriculture Labor Working Group. We've been hearing from everyone, and everyone has talked about, when I say everyone, I'm talking about stakeholder groups, ag employers across the country that have come in to share their concerns. And the prevailing sentiment was that the adverse effect wage rate continues to be a huge problem. It's an impediment to the efficient functioning of the H-2A program. Georgia, for example, has seen a more than 20% increase in the AEWR in the last 2 years, completely unsustainable. So do you agree that Congress needs to reform AEWR in such ways to ensure predictable and sensible wage levels for H-2A employers?
I think it makes sense for Congress to, if there are problems with the Farm Worker Modernization Act, to fix that and pass it, because it would create stability, it would create a range, it would create a predictability in the system.
According to a Reuters poll of economists, a slight majority anticipate the U.S. Federal Reserve will reduce the federal funds rate in June, with a greater concern that a cut may occur later than initially forecasted. Consistent surveys by Reuters since September have indicated and anticipated rate cuts around mid-year. However, market expectations have shifted from March to May, now favoring June as a probable timing for the first rate reduction. This shift in sentiment comes amid record highs in stock markets and a notable increase of nearly 50 basis points in the United States. 10-year Treasury yield to 4.28% this month. Factors contributing to this include robust growth indicators, a tight labor market, and persistent inflationary pressures. Recent statements from Fed officials, including Chair Jerome Powell, indicate a cautious stance. The Fed's preferred inflation measure remains above the 2% target rate, prompting analysts to believe the central bank is keen to avoid repeating past mistakes in misjudging inflationary as transitory. Transitioning from the workforce to retirement marks a significant life change, demanding careful financial planning, whether retirement is imminent or distant. So understanding the potential amount of Social Security benefits that you may receive each month is crucial for assessing the additional savings which are required to sustain a comfortable lifestyle. In November 2023, the average Social Security payment stood at $1,710, as reported by the SSA. However, this figure does not specifically address retirees who earned a middle income during their working years. Based on the median household income of $74,580 in 2022, a retiree earning a middle-class salary who retires at age 65 and 11 months can expect a monthly benefit of $1,867. Notably, this amount exceeds the average benefit for all retirees by $156.22. Delaying retirement to age 66 and 6 months would increase the benefit to $1,985 per month. Further postponement until age 70 would yield a monthly benefit of $2,696. These estimates are approximations, and the Social Security Administration's benefit calculator can provide more precise projections. So while relying solely on Social Security income is not advisable due to its inability to replace the entirety of pre-retirement earnings, it constitutes a significant portion of retirees' income. On average, retirees need 70% to 80% of pre-retirement income to sustain their standard of living, with Social Security covering approximately 40% of that. Considering living expenses, the average rent in the United States is $1,702, accompanied by Medicare Part B premiums starting at $174.70 per month in 2024. Factoring in these expenses alongside the average Social Security benefit of a middle-class retiree reveals a shortfall. Also, friends, according to Yahoo News, Democratic lawmakers Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren are urging President Biden to expand his student loan forgiveness proposals and provide borrowers with maximum relief. In a piece published in the Boston Globe, Senators Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren emphasized the need for additional assistance for borrowers who have long struggled with repayment. Additionally, the department is formulating a second debt relief plan after its first one was struck down by the Supreme Court. Future scheduled negotiation sessions aim to address relief for borrowers who are facing hardship. However, Senators Schumer and Warren believe that President Biden should take further action. Just last week, the Education Department outlined factors for determining hardship relief, such as household income and repayment history, ahead of negotiation sessions. Lawmakers, including Chris Van Hollen, are urging the department to define hardship broadly, encompassing borrowers with Parent Plus loans, which often come with high interest rates and repayment challenges. According to Yahoo News, negotiations this week will inform the department's drafting of rule text, which will undergo public comment before finalization. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.